After 30 weeks of training, the remnants of 924 Troop launched themselves on the grueling commando tests.
3, 2, 1, go!
Those that pass will win their green berets and the right to serve on the front line in Afghanistan.
Up here, back to green 1.
Already in Afghanistan is Second Lieutenant Bertie Carr, who after months of unrelenting fighting is having to come to terms with the tragic loss of one of his men.
It was during a big attack on an enemy position. Tom was the first into the attack and was killed very early on. He died straight away.
Straight out.
.924 Troop started with 50 recruits. 25 have been back-trooped, that is, put into a more junior troop because of injury or not being up to standard, and 19 have left altogether. That means out of the original 50, only 9 have survived the training to this point.
I'm gutted to have lost so many. I think the troop is almost cursed. I mean, the amount of lads we've lost from injury and illness is quite uncanny.
Injury has followed upon injury, but one recruit so far undamaged is James Williams, who along with his fellow originals and a handful of extra back troop recruits must now attempt to pass the 4 grueling commando tests to earn his green beret. The first test is the punishing endurance run, 6 miles of rough terrain and flooded tunnels.
Straight through.
Williams, if you walk, you resign yourself to failure. You need to pass this, Williams. Get running.
Shit, my fucking thighs. Oh.
Before joining up, James had been a qualified plasterer and electrician in Civvy Street.
Let's go, Williams!
But 8 months ago, he reckoned there was more to life than just doing up other people's houses.
If I died at 70 years old, having a comfortable life, you know, cracking on, earning a bit of money doing this, and the most exciting thing I had to tell someone was, you know, I wired a massive mansion or, you know, rented a big house, you know, or if I went at, say, 30, but I had a good life and, you know, I had stories to tell.
You prefer that?
Yeah, definitely. Life's for living, innit?
I think it's really good for James. Really good for James, yeah. I mean, when he first said he was going to do it, I was, you know, because of Afghanistan and everything else, obviously, you want your children close, don't you?
Yeah, of course.
But when he first mentioned, I will be going to Afghanistan, I have been told that, I was really choked, and I thought, I said to you, didn't I? I said, I don't want you to go there. And he said, what do you mean you don't want me to go there? You know, I will be going there, I can't wait. But, yeah, I'm sure he'll be fine. Yeah.
Bullets bounce off commandos anyway. Bullets bounce off commandos.
2, 1, go! Pull him out, turn him round. Pick him up.
From the beginning, James never doubted he would make it through training.
You enjoying yourself?
I am enjoying myself, sir.
Why?
Because I know in 8 months' time I'll be a commando.
Let's go, Williams! Yeah. Well done, you. Go on.
Now, almost a commando, James grits his teeth for the 6 torturous miles of the endurance run. The next day, he undergoes the 9-mile speed march, so unrelenting it claims 3 more originals, hospitalised with exhaustion.
Get set now. Do not see the people off behind you. Suck it in.
The originals are now down to a mere 6. One of them is James Williams, still hanging on in there.
3, 2, 1, go! 1, 2, go!
And so to the 3rd test, the Tarzan Assault Course, a body-crunching set of obstacles tackled at height and at speed. 8 months ago, the recruits would have found this impossible, but can now boast the fitness levels of an international athlete.
Careful, Williams. Jump in there. Williams, stop!
That's 3 out of 4 done and passed. But James must now face the final and most extreme of the commando tests. After packing in the calories, a back-breaking 30-mile route march across treacherous moorland.
This is for you the culmination of 9 months training. Blood, sweat and tears for every one of you. Only 8 hours now stands between you and getting a green beret. What you will join, men, at the end of this is the biggest fucking boys club in the world, okay? The biggest and the best. If at any time you feel that you want to give up, do not. Take one more small step, tell yourself you'll give up a mile later, then a mile later. 30 miles, 8 hours.
The recruits know that those who pass this and win the Green Beret could be sent to Afghanistan within days to replace battlefield casualties that have been mounting.
We got a gun team in.
Second Lieutenant Bertie Carr has been in Afghanistan now for 3 months.
There's a casualty in, yeah, that's it. I thought he'd been hit in the chest. That's fucking grim.
He has seen many injuries on the front line. He's also witnessed the death of one of his own men. Tom Curry was a massive Marine, known to everyone as Vinders. A fine rugby player, Tom often doubled up as a sort of human battering ram.
Good effort, Vinders. Out we go, left.
Out, move. Good effort, lads.
But 1 week after I filmed him demolishing this wall, he was dead.
It was during a big attack on an enemy position. Tom was the first into the attack and was killed very early on. He died straight away. But as it was right at the beginning of the attack, we still had the whole position to clear, which the guys did, to their credit, although they knew that they'd lost their friend. They'd seen him be killed. They carried on fighting.
I knew it was Tom straight away. I was shouting to the lads, like, lads, give him first aid. Them first aiders knew that he was dead, but I didn't know instantly. Once we had retreated then, back into the wadi with Tom on a stretcher, that's when I broke down in tears and I couldn't carry him, I couldn't do nothing, I just had to stay on my own, and my mate Richie was comforting me quite well.
Sometimes it's been like a bad dream, like. It's not been nice watching your friends die around you, like. We're young guys, we should be growing old, watching our friends die around us when we're old, like. We're not at this age.
Everyone that will come out of training, come straight out here, will be eager for action, but they learn that it's not as nice as it may look.
Everyone had lost a good friend. As a troop commander, it was hard anyway, but the fact that I'd lost a bloody good Marine just meant that my troop was that much weaker.
Marines trained to be frontline soldiers, always ready to step into the breach when needed.
Dig deep, mate, come on.
That's it, Sparks.
Keep closed up, you're doing strong so far. Strong effort by everyone.
It wasn't long ago, of course, that Tom Curry completed the 30-miler to earn his own Green Beret.
You know what you sound like, Williams?
When I was Dutch cows running through the moor trying to get his green lead.
924 Troop dig deep. 30 miles is a long way across Dartmoor with 40 pounds of kit, but a determination learnt over the last 30 weeks is a powerful fuel.
Not going to give up now. Come too far to give up.
Last little push, this syndicate. The final leg, yeah, this is it.
The Humpback Bridge is the finishing line of the 30-miler and the 32 weeks of the hardest military training in the world. The Green Beret has been a long time coming.
How do you find that?
That was the hardest thing I've ever done, sir.
Was it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you sure?
Yes, sir.
So if we had to turn around now and do it again, can you do it?
For one of them, yes, sir.
With it on your head?
Yes, sir.
Well done. Good lad. Right answer.
Good for Williams.
Thank you, sir.
Of the 6 originals who've won their Green Berets and who will pass out as Royal Marine Commandos in a week's time, 2 have been told that they will be sent immediately to Afghanistan as urgent casualty replacements for Bertie Carr's unit. One of them is Mark Blight from Warrington. The other is James Williams.
I knew I'd be going. It was a bit of a shock how abrupt it would be, but no, once you come around to it, it's cool, and I'm actually looking forward to it now. You're going to make new friends and there's going to be new faces, but yeah, for a while, I guess, I don't know how it's going to be. You know, I've not done this before.
What's your mum say? What's your mum think?
At first, she was a bit, you know, you could tell in her voice every time you spoke about it, she just didn't want to talk about it, you know. And she phones me up, another Marine died. Oh, another Marine died, but I don't know. What'd you say? How many people got run over today?
I'm really pleased that he's done it, and I'm really proud of him. Really proud of him, but the big but is, goes away to Afghanistan. Just lately, whenever I watch the news, it is another Marine. And there was one recently, wasn't there, as well, a young one, that died.
So this is Marine Williams. Marine Williams, well done, congratulations indeed. Good. What did you find toughest?
I'm not bothered about going out there. You know, I'm not under any illusions about it, but, you know, it's what you... I joined up to be a Royal Marine Commando and do this stuff. But my only concern's Mum. That is my only concern, Mum. In my eyes, I'm now a trained Royal Marine Commando. You know, one of the Queen's soldiers, ready to go and fight for the Queen.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Doing your duty.
Yeah, but doing something that I love.
Royal Marines, to your duties! Quick, march!
'If I was to choose a career for James, it wouldn't be a Royal Marine for me. But I do know that he's loving it. He said, I'm actually doing something that I really, really love. He said, so please, don't worry about me. It will be okay. And if anything did happen, then please remember that I wanted to do it. So, have to respect that.
Checks go back, clear, take off, confirm. Confirm. Everybody happy?
A 7-hour flight separates James Williams from the war zone his 32 weeks of training has prepared him for. Camp Price, built in the desert of southern Afghanistan and a frequent target of Taliban mortar and rocket attack.
Attached to us we have, lads, attached to us we have 4 CIMIC, is that correct?
Bertie Carr briefs his men for a patrol into the nearby town of Goresh.
One side, Sergeant Taylor.
Newly arrived is Marine James Williams, a mere week out of training.
Right, the situation, no change, enemy force activity continues on the outskirts of Goresh, with checkpoints coming under sporadic attacks. INT reports suggest enemy forces are intent on further attacks in the area. It's my intent to conduct a foot patrol through the centre of Goresh and patrol down through the south of the town and be picked up by the vehicles to return to Price. Be prepared to defeat any enemy encountered. Any questions? Arthur, you all set? Yeah, you're good to go? Looking forward to it?
Yeah, I just want to get some. I want to get some experience under the belt, you know.
This one should be an easy patrol. You might hear a bit of sporadic gunfire from a distance, but it shouldn't be anything to worry about. Yeah, nothing, you know, no harder than what you've done before. So just this time it's real bullets.
Nowhere is safe from enemy attack, so the convoy proceeds with caution. The big threat to vehicle movements are roadside bombs, so every gunner scans the desert around them, knowing that the Taliban are indistinguishable from civilians who look on with suspicion and probably fear. patrolling the streets of Gereshk, partly a deterrent to any Taliban in the area, but it's also an opportunity to meet and greet the locals. Floppy hats are the order of the day, less aggressive than helmets. And as always, those most willing to break the ice are the children, who just want to shake hands.
Bertie, this is just to show a friendly presence, is it?
Yeah, it is pretty much. Yeah. Just to give them a bit of reassurance. It's been a bit of fighting on the outskirts. There hasn't been fighting in the centre of Gereshk for quite a long time. So hopefully it'll stay that way.
Kids seem really friendly. Hopefully they'll all, you know, if they all grow up with the same attitudes and that, then, you know, the country will get on just fine, won't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Every day, the Marines go on patrol into the desert, into the villages, and into the poppy fields. There has to be a constant show of strength, both to deter the enemy, as well as to reassure a frightened and often bewildered people.
You heard that?
Yeah, I heard that, mate. Yeah, it's cracked. You heard the whiz up here?
Did you hear the crack?
Yeah.
Yeah, gunshot.
Even in this seemingly benign environment, someone's taken a pot shot and run. This is, after all, bandit country, dangerous, lawless. Most Afghanis just want peace and to get on with their lives, but in Helmand especially, few are ever far from battle. These gunners are firing on an enemy position some 12 miles away. And James, now a month into his deployment, takes his turn on sentry duty, as the Taliban are never far away and can strike without warning.
It's weird because, God, this time last year I was shivering on some building site, fed up with bloody clipping another cable to another joist. And now, 1 year on, it's probably about 30 degrees in another country with a fucking loaded weapon in a war zone. It's weird, isn't it?